feet. As a yoga teacher, I get to see lots of feet. That's the place that I'm actually starting my observation. I mean, in yoga, we're coached to look globally, at the same time looking locally and seeing how all the affected parts affect the whole. And in yoga, the foot is really the primary foundation for everything else. And so you can see the stability, instability, the grounding, or the waveringness, all in the foot, depending on how it's presenting in every different yoga pose. So the way that feet are shaped, some people's feet curl in on the side, some people's feet flatten out on the bottom, some people's feet cup up like hands. In yoga, it's very fun to look at people's feet when the poses become a little bit more intense. When people are holding poses a little bit longer, the feet will really do one of kind of three things. One thing the feet will do is that they'll grip the floor. And it's like the toes are gripping, it's like they're trying to claw the mat as if that's going to bring support. And it does, it brings stability and support, but it also creates a feeling of being in a threat or in a defense or a fight or flight. When there's this gripping sensation happening, it's a feeling of I'm not supported, so I have to hold on. Another phenomenon you see in the feet is that the feet are dead. It's like they're in the yoga pose, and it looks like there's nothing between the ankle and the floor. The feet are this lifeless thing. And the way that presents then is that then the leg itself isn't drawing support. And the legs look kind of lifeless, and the body seems like it's kind of hanging in its pose, as opposed to feeling this support coming from beneath. And that brings us to the third possibility of the foot, which is what we call active foot. In Forrest Yoga, active feet is really, really one of the things that has changed my life, both in my own body, but also in terms of helping people in their own practice, is to be that feeling, to create that feeling of support from the very, very bottom of the body. So active feet is really a moment-to-moment interplay of how your body's weight is passing through the foot. And at the same time as it's passing through the foot, you're pressing into the earth, which creates another force that comes back up. And so the more that you can open up the feet, press through them, the more that you start to turn on and waken up the lines of energy that are often dead in the leg. And when they turn on, the feeling is support around the ankle and support around the knee. The active feet is what brings you back to earth. It's what gives you a sense of feeling both supported, which has a translation energetically. It's just like when I'm like holding a deep warrior pose, and I'm doing this gripping the floor type of thing. I feel like I'm expending energy quickly. I feel like I'm having to hold myself up and endure this. When my feet are kind of dead and doing nothing, I feel like I'm kind of hanging off my joints and ligaments and just hanging off of my skeletal frame. When I activate the feet, all of a sudden I feel my ankles stabilize, I feel my calf muscles turn on, I feel my knee joint go whoosh, my thighs get empowered, and there's this feeling of being able to uplift through the core. That sensation that gives you an ability to do that is what I would define as grounding. Not just this feeling of being connected to the earth and not going and flying around with the fairies all day, but grounding is an ability to make a connection between yourself, earth, this field of gravity that we're in, and pressuring ourselves against the earth in a way that gives us a substantial amount of strength and power. And so I think when the martial arts masters are sitting in their dantian, they're actually grounding through the structural forces of their body in a way that makes them very, very energetically solid and powerful. And at the same time, very adaptive.